All right, today we're jumping into something really powerful, especially for anyone in Harris County, Texas, who's looking for a legitimate fresh start. We're talking about this guide, Erase Your Record. It's a step-by-step digital roadmap that really gives you the power to clear your own criminal record, and you can do it without shelling out thousands for a lawyer.
And right from the jump, you get this from the guide's creator, Shawn Lacy. This tells you everything you need to know. You know, right off the bat, this isn't some stuffy legal textbook. Nope. It's a tool that was born from a real passion for justice and this core belief that a mistake shouldn't be a life sentence.
So let's get real for a second. Why is a guide like this so important? Because, as you'll see, even a minor arrest record can cast a seriously long shadow over your entire life.
I mean, think about it. Even if the charges were dropped, or you were never even formally charged, that arrest record can still pop up on background checks. And just like that, you're hitting these massive, frustrating walls when you're just trying to do basic stuff. Get a decent job, find an apartment, go back to school, or just, breathe easy. It's this huge weight that so many people are carrying around, sometimes for years.
And that's exactly where this guide comes in. It is a specific, do-it-yourself game plan made for the people of Harris County. It takes all that complicated legal jargon and just translates it into plain, simple English, giving you the tools and the confidence to finally take back control of your own story.
And this dedication, wow, it makes it crystal clear that for the creator, this is deeply personal. This isn't just some abstract legal project. It comes from a place of knowing what it's like, from their own family's experiences with the system. That kind of personal connection, well, that builds a level of trust you just can't fake.
Okay, so when we talk about clearing your record in Texas, it's not like there's just one button you push. You've basically got two main paths you can take, and you've got to know the difference. You can either erase your record, or you can seal it. Let's break down what that really means.
First up, we've got expunction. I want you to think of this as the ultimate full-on reset button. An expunction order means that any and all records of your arrest are hunted down and literally, physically destroyed. Legally, it is as if it never, ever happened. You can deny it happened, and you'd be telling the truth.
Now, your second option is an order of non-disclosure. This one's a little different. It doesn't destroy the record, but it seals it away from public view. It's like drawing a curtain around that part of your life. So employers, landlords, the general public, they can't see it. But, and this is important, the record does still exist, and law enforcement and certain state agencies can still get to it.
Okay, so this is the part you really need to pay attention to. This is the key difference. Expunction, the total erase, is generally for cases where you were found not guilty or the charges were dismissed completely. Non-disclosure, the seal, is typically for folks who successfully finished a deferred adjudication program or certain kinds of probation. Figuring out which path you're actually eligible for is, without a doubt, the most critical first step in this whole process. And before we continue, let's take a quick pause. The network behind this guide, the Legal Gangster Network, sees this as way more than just a guide. It's a movement. It's about empowering real people who are trying to find their way through the justice system. If you're listening right now and you believe in that mission, you can actually become a sponsor. Just head over to legal-gangster.com to get in touch with their team. That's legal-gangster.com. Okay, let's go back into it.
All right, so once you've figured out if you're aiming for an expunction or a non-disclosure, what's next? Well, the guide lays out this incredible 10-step map to get you there. It's not just a bunch of legal talk, it's a complete roadmap for the entire journey. I mean, just look at how manageable this is. It breaks the whole intimidating process down into these bite-sized pieces. It takes you from the very beginning, getting your record and checking if you qualify, all the way through filling out the paperwork, filing it, and my favorite step, get on with your life. Each step is a clear, concrete action designed to move you forward.
And you want to know the best part? It all starts with one simple thing you can literally do right now. Step 1 isn't some crazy legal hurdle. It's just get a copy of your criminal record online. That's it. The guide shows you exactly where to go on the district clerk's website, taking all the mystery out of it from the very start.
Okay, so you've got your records, you know which path you're on. Now comes the part that trips a lot of people up, actually filing the case. Getting the paperwork right, and just as importantly, getting it to the right place is absolutely critical, and this guide makes it crystal clear. So the guide boils it all down to these 3 simple actions. Complete your petition, get your other documents together, and then file it all with the district clerk. It sounds straightforward, right? But, and this is a big but, the details are everything.
And here is a perfect example of a game-changing detail. In Harris County, if you're filing for an expunction, you go to one building. If you're filing for a non-disclosure, you have to go to a completely different building. Can you imagine doing all that work just to have your case tossed out because you went to the wrong address? This is exactly the kind of local, insider knowledge in the guide that saves you from those simple but costly mistakes.
So let's imagine you did it. You went through the steps, you filed everything correctly, and the judge signed your order. You're celebrating, but hold on, you're not quite at the finish line yet. There's one more crucial phase to make sure you get that true freedom you've been working for.
This right here is the step that almost everybody misses. A court order doesn't just magically scrub your record from all those private data companies that buy and sell public information for background checks. You have to be proactive. The guide explains you need to reach out to these companies and demand they remove your data, and it even points you to resources that can help. This is the step that gives you a truly clean slate.
And this really brings it all home. This is the end goal. A closing letter in the guide from Shawn Lacy just frames the whole journey perfectly with this one thought. The whole point is to have a road ahead that's clear of those shadows from your past. It's about real, actual freedom to just move forward.
So, as we wrap this up, the final thought is really a question for you. This guide proves that your past doesn't have to be your future. It gives you the map, it gives you the tools, so the only question left is, are you ready to take that first step? Are you ready to start fresh? If the answer is yes, you can get your copy and start that journey today at legal-gangster.com.